Ah, yeah, it's that time again. Wednesday, February 26, 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line. We be doing like this. Yes, everybody, we are here. Made it another day. Made it another day. Mary L, top of the morning. She's here first. How you guys doing? I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Hope you had a fantastic evening because it's time to get up. It's time for the bottom line. How you guys doing today? How are you guys doing today? I know I'm doing fabulous. So I had another day to come here to chill with y'all. We could do our thing. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Like I said, it is Wednesday. You guys let me know what day it was yesterday. So now I can remember what today is. Nah, but let me stop playing. But y'all know what we got to do. Y'all know what we got to do. I can't put the cart before the horse. Hold on a minute. Oh, I didn't even do the clicks. I'm real slow today. So let me just go ahead and wake up. You see, I'm really off point today. Off point. And then we gotta shake it off. Do, 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 do. It's okay. It's okay. Betty Lynn, how you doing this morning? Great emailing with you guys yesterday. Everybody that responded on getting their merch. I will be sending that stuff out today. Corresponding back and forth with you guys. It's real cool to be able to get off here and have another place to follow up. I'm even thinking about making a blog since you guys get so active in the comments. I'm thinking about like making a blog where I possibly like go off of the bottom line and then we just go to the blog page where everybody can like continue like conversation and going into stuff where it's like after our bottom line. Also, I've changed the name of the show from The Bottom Line to Our Bottom Line. So you're going to see new graphics and a whole lot of new stuff coming up. So yeah, we're going to do a whole lot of new intros. We're going to have a couple of interviews coming up. I have a lot of politicians that I'm interested in interviewing, and I think that that'll be cool because I'm going to ask like questions that nobody else asks. So I'm gonna take some of you guys' questions and start asking these politicians and like putting it on video to see if you guys are interested in that. I think we should be able to get some good results out of that, and we'll be able to actually hold them accountable to some of the stuff that they promising us that they're gonna do. I hope you guys are up early, having a good morning. Let me give this energy to you guys to make sure that y'all know what's up. Like mommy always told you, time to get up, time to do what you got to do, because it's time for the bottom line, y'all. Like I said, we got a full loaded clip, like I always tell you guys. Also, we got a lot of questions, right, that are going to be answered today. So let me just really get into this because we really got a lot to do. I'm talking about this, the way that we did the lineup today is going to be like a continuation of everything that we've been watching. This way we always are familiar with the news that we're looking at. And I got to tell you, I'm surprised about a few things that are going on. If you guys remember yesterday, we did a few cool giveaways. We gave away some product and some merch to some real dedicated and people that have been here for a long time. It seems like every time I try to, tell people to go buy stuff or whatever, they kind of like label you as a grifter or somebody that's trying to sell you. So I try to like lean away from that. And I look at it as if once people get to know you and they get used to who you are, they'll invest in your products and stuff after a while anyway. And plus, it looked good and the quality's off the chain anyway. And it, you know what I'm saying? And your boy know how to style it up. This morning we got on the Air Force Ones, all black, triple down with the big drip. And no, this is not the same shirt. I be busting packs. I ain't like Dame Dash, but we be busting packs over here. Cause I have to make sure that we still marketing and getting the brand out. So sometimes we wash them, hang them up, and then sometimes we gotta bust a new pack. I'm just keeping it 100 with you guys. But let's get right into these titles because like I said, today we have a lot to get into. And I don't want to beat up on anybody, but as you guys can see, there's a few people here that's standing out today. We've got certain select characters who have really shown their Ross. And I just have to say, yeah, It's going down kind of crazy right now. So I really want to just get into these titles like we normally do. But I wanted to open this differently because, we're getting used to each other and we're starting to have like a real rapport. And I don't just want to keep generally like opening up the show the same way. So let's get into this title right here, which is a really, real important one because this is the question that they were asking last week. Trump and Elon. They asked this question, and that question was what? Trump and Elon. Tell us what you did last week. Not I know what you did last summer, but just let's tell us what you did last week. I could tell y'all what I did last week, and you guys could tell me what I did last week. I was here every day last week, and I got it on video, so you don't get no better than that. And I could tell you 5 things that I did last week. I could tell you 5 topics that I did last week. That's another thing. But let's continue forward. Like I said, Trump and Elon, tell us what you did last week. That's our title for today. And that has to do with the federal workers that have to respond to the email who hadn't responded. Also, moving forward, we have Doge has a to-do list that will rival any average corporation's revamp. Yes, the to-do list is going in. They're cutting everything up. You see Elon up there. He called that chainsaw the chainsaw of bureaucracy when he got it the other day from the president, not of the United States, but another president gave him that. So we're going to also move forward, and you can see someone here that's really having a really serious nervous breakdown, who's been fired from her position at MSNBC, no other than the notorious Joy Reid. So that's our third title here. We have Joy Reid gets fired, then roasted for her viral meltdown during her podcast show. And that's right there, a little clip of what it looks like from the podcast show. And last but not least, Kathy Hochul, who always has to show her rump. I want to just make a prediction now. This is going to be a bad prediction, but I have to put it out there because I can see that she's been in the news this week more than she's ever been. She's been doing her hair, getting a little Joker makeup on her lips and everything like that. I really think that she's trying to make a play for the position somewhere in that Democratic Party. You have to really think about it. They don't really have people in the party that they can stand behind. So I'm thinking that she's really trying to make a play here in a bigger position because she's doing a lot of pushback. And so far, she's the only one out of many who's been standing out when it comes to fighting back against President Trump. She's also the only one that's actually been able to kind of beat him in court when it comes down to the congestive pricing that I hate so much, which now we're going to have to probably just have an adjusted rate from $9 to $5, which is still a ripoff. And I have a quote from one of our councilmen and a senator yesterday who actually emailed me back and said, thank you for the work that you're doing. And he put a heart there and was really appreciative of, the work that we're doing here. I'm going to actually put that inside of the community section so we all can see that. I forgot what his name was. I apologize for that. But yes, last but not least, Governor Hochul says Trump can't just come in and bully Democratic governors around. She's trying to say the way that he spoke to the governors at the ball, she feels as if he was being, kingly, royal a-hole. And she's just basically trying to say that she doesn't feel that Trump can push people around and manhandle people. That's her take on it. So yes, that's the last title. You guys already saw what we got going on up here. We got a full loaded clip. I'm not going to waste no time because we're going to start off right now. I have a question, and the reason I asked you guys about the clothes earlier was, do you consider someone a grifter that tries to sell you something? Like right now, let's say we got cool with each other. I've been doing this for a while. Now I'm like, yo, I got these shirts, man. Try to buy these shirts from me. Because a lot of people on here like to troll, but at the same time, it's just different. Like a lot of people just say what they want to say because they're behind a keyboard. I was thinking about this earlier. The reason I say that is because sometimes people get into a position of a following and then they try to sell you something. Would you consider this next situation as someone trying to sell you something when it comes to the new gold card that's being offered to immigrants that are rich? Yes, Donald Trump and Doge not Doge, but You'll see. I don't know this man's name, but they're talking about making a card, like a green card. This one is gold. You have to pay $5 million to get this card in order to get into the country. They're saying that only the rich will be able to get this card. So that's what I mean when I ask the question about, do you feel as if you're being grifted or someone's trying to sell you something once they get in a position? I'm not trying to put any titles on anybody right now. I just want to show you this video because I have a lot of question myself when it comes down to it. Like $5 million to come into the country. I have questions behind that. Like, what if it's, I mean, I'm sure the people are going to be well vetted, but it's just a lot of question here. So that's why I wanted to make it the #1 story today, because it just came in and I just don't know what to say about it. I'm asking you guys, like, what's up with this? Just tell me. I'm not going picking no sides, but tell me what's up with this.
Selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is going to do. We're going to be doing something else. It's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges. Plus, it's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks out? You want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
President, are
Wait a
there
minute.
requirements for that gold
Hang on a
card?
second.
Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So the EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low-priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are #1 in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion.
Okay, so that's the question that I'm asking you guys about right now, because this just happened just now. I woke up and I saw this, and I just have questions about what you guys feel about that. We're going to keep going, because he has other answers about what's in the title, which is Trump and Elon, the questions that they're asking to the federal workers. What did you do last week? So coming up in this same clip here, he's going to start answering questions like that. I have to come in and do commentary to just not rape the content and information. But I do want you guys to put the comments in the bottom, because once we stack the deck, I'll be coming there reading all your comments, and that's how we do the bottom line. So for whoever doesn't know how we do it, that's how we do it. So that's why I want to do this and let you guys answer this question first, as to the path of citizenship with the $5 million gold card. I don't want to call it the Trump card, because we should not put things into government with one person's name unless they're not going to be there anymore. I would call it like the American card or something like that, if that's something that we're going to continue to do. And every person president after that that's going to enact and follow suit with it, it should just be a standalone card, sort of like what the green card is called, just the green card. It could just be like the gold card. if we're going to do something like this. That's my opinion on this topic.
5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. So it's a gold card.
Also want to know, do people have to pay for green cards? I'm sure they have to pay for paperwork, photo processing, and things like that. But if they have to pay some sort of fee for a green card, this may kind of make sense. Just trying to think about it as we go through. Don't beat me up. Please don't beat me up on this.
It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people. And essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay for people to get in and to have long-term status in the country. And I think it's something we're very, very happy about. Would you have anything to say about that?
Well, many other countries, by the way, do this, including, of course, your 51st state does that.
The money's earmarked for deficit reduction?
It may be earmarked for deficit, but it actually could be more money than that. I mean, if you did 10 million, you'd have $15 trillion left over. But generally, it's going to be pay down debt, yes.
Do you need Congress for this? Do you think you need
No,
to
we
pass
don't
a
need
law?
Congress, no, because we're not doing citizenship, we're doing the card.
I see.
It's a path to citizenship, a very strong path to citizenship, but we're not doing the citizenship. For that, I'd have to get Congress.
And would all countries be eligible for this gold card?
It depends. The countries largely, the people will be vetted very carefully. Buddy.
On that gold card, getting back to that, I'm fascinated by this, Mr.
You should be fascinated. Your taxes will go down to nothing.
Would a Russian oligarch be eligible for a gold card?
Yeah, possibly. Hey, I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people. It's possible. They're not quite as wealthy as others.
Like I said, we got more from this clip down the line. It's in the deck, so don't worry about it. What I told you guys about as far as the answer to Trump and Elon, what did you did last week? We still have that coming up, guys. Just want to stack the deck and let you guys see what's going on with this morning's news. We also got some new information on about 90. Yes, that's right, 90. Count them, 90. We always start early. 90 migrants that were caught, illegal migrants that were caught in Texas. This happened yesterday. Check this out. Let's keep it going. 90. Woo, that's a lot.
Hi, Bill. Well, this is one of the largest operations we have seen yet, with Border Czar Tom Homan telling Fox First that around 90 illegal migrants were arrested. These arrests happening in and around the Colony Ridge area. This is right outside of Houston. It's a largely Hispanic development. Officials say HSI, along with ERO officers and Texas DPS, targeted criminal and illegal migrants early Monday morning. Border Czar Tom Homan joined that operation. He tells me it was phase one of a larger criminal investigation, and that a majority of those arrested were criminal migrants. Now, we're still waiting on a breakdown of just how many, but he says some already had warrants and were arrested at worksite operations. Others were captured on camera right here getting arrested during traffic stops conducted by DPS.
This is something a little different today. It's a larger criminal investigation into a network, and a lot of the people we're interested in were located in that area. For a fact there were several sexual predators, child predators that were arrested for sexual misconduct with a child. There were several of them. I know there's one that was convicted of either homicide or murder.
And ICE just sent me this. Among those arrested, a 3-time previously deported criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. ICE tells me he had a criminal arrest warrant for alleged repeated abuse of a minor.
Got him. Got him. Criminal abuse of a minor. 3 times came over here. What should you do? What should we do to people like this that won't stop trying to get over the border? Won't stop trying to come back? Why don't we just keep them? Let them stay. And when I say, what I mean by let them stay, I don't know if you guys ever seen that scene. What was that, The Bronx Tale? when those bikers came in there, and Sonny was like, no, now you can't leave. And he closed the door, and they just went to town on them bikers. People like this, how about now you can't leave? Yeah, come here. We got something for you. And don't worry about what we're going to do with them. There's no conversation after that. Anybody that does anything wrong to children and like older people, we don't play those games over here. Him there, yeah, take care of that. Give them to us. Yeah, that's what they should have, a place that just say, just hide them. Y'all know where to put them. And don't ask no questions. We're going to take care of them.
Now, Border Czar Tom Homan tells me that his priority right now going after those criminal illegal migrants, those who are a national security threat. But he said he's made this clear that if you are in the country illegally, you are not off the table. Meanwhile, we did reach out to Colony Ridge. The CEO tells me that he is in full support of this operation, Bill.
So that was 90 of them. And again, I'm telling you guys right now, y'all know what's going on here. You see it. And the problem is, like, you know, again, we talk about, oh, what about grandma? What about this person? You know, I don't want them to come and take my aunt, my uncle. Well, if the uncle is harboring this person and they come in and get them, they're going to use that. Let's just use it like that. They're going to use it as an excuse to take that other person. Because once they come in there, what they always say when the police come inside, they always be like, all right, you get on the ground, get on the ground. All right, so they got you, whatever. Let me see some identification. And then they start running it, like Chris Brown. Run it. Let me see if you can run it. Run it. Let me see if you can run it. They start running your numbers and your paperwork and all that. And after illegal warrant, up no hole, you're going too. Then you're getting them bracelets right behind your back. Then you're going to have that ride going where we always know that they go to, right, y'all? In the back of the whip like this, looking stupid. So don't blame it on them. You put your people in the mix by having them around them. Straight up and down, y'all. Straight up and down. So again, we got this gold card situation. I want to know what you guys have to say about the gold card. Also, what about the 90, like I said it, y'all heard it, 90 that they just caught this morning? Who's this? Saruchin. Thank God Trump won. What else we got? Who else we got? We got Kirsten, me, myself, and the Harden. I'm lower middle class, and yes, we can. I work at a warehouse, and I live in one of the most expensive states. Which one is that, Kristen? What state you in? Watches too many YouTube. You sound like me. I'm more worried about my grandma's Medicare. You sound like me, watches too much YouTube. Cam, what's up, y'all? What's going on? When y'all tap in, let me know where y'all tapping in from so I can start pulling information from all of those different places. Cam, Kristen, many have not. That's not true. And then we got, what's that, Robbie B? Go visit Venezuela. Who? The people? Oh, yeah, you think you're funny. That was a good one, Robbie B. That was a good one. Cam, that's true. We can't afford it, sure. Wood chipper gang. Yeah. You talking about homeboy, right? Put him in that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Don't ask what we doing with him. We're going to take care of that. Because guess what's going to happen? After the word get out, they're going to be like, oh, United States. They be losing people. Fuera. No, they be like, yo, people in the United States is crazy. See, sometimes, I told y'all, sometimes crazy need to meet crazy. You feel me? So like I told you, when I be on the train, sometimes people be acting all stupid or whatever like that, having ladies and all of that scared. I start acting crazy too. Yeah, let's go crazy. Oh, let's all act stupid. Straight up and down. Let's vote. Next thing you know, like this. Oh, this nigga's crazier than me. Exactly. Because you get peed off with that stuff after a while. Got to be able to defend yourself. And I don't like people taking advantage of older people, like I told you, kids and people that can't defend themselves. I've always been a short dude that beat up bullies. I don't like bullies. I be beating up bullies. We don't play around. We don't play with stuff like that around here. All right, y'all. We got some good news right now about the pardon czar. You know anything about the new pardon czar? I have to say I had to do this story because she looks like my grandmother. There's a new pardon czar that Donald Trump had put into place, who's basically going to be looking over all pardons and seeing if they make sense before she gives them to him to pardon people. I think that's a good position for somebody, especially for somebody that, you know, actually was in arrested before and they understand the guidelines and stuff. And she seems like she's just really perfectly carved out for this because her morals and the reasonings for why she's saying that certain people should be let go. It seems like she has a real keen ability for this position right here. So I really think that this is going to work out good for her. So what do you guys think about the new pardon czar? She look like my grandmother. That's why I like her.
And we're going to be listening.
Being a teen in New York City is different. I take the subway to school. An academic and
Listening to your recommendation on pardons. You're going to go over and she's going to be my pardon czar. Okay? And you're going to find people just like you that should not have happened.
An incredible story gets even more incredible. President Trump appoints a woman he pardoned during his first term as his pardon czar. The announcement coming during a Black History Month event at the White House, and we are honored to have Alice Marie Johnson join us now. Alice, thank you for joining us from your wonderful town of Olive Branch, Tennessee. Let's look back just for a moment at the Oval Office where you were pardoned. Watch.
She has been just so outstanding, and I'm so proud of you. And we're giving Alice a full pardon, and that means you can do whatever you want in life and just keep doing the great job you're doing.
Alice, this is an amazing day for you, and I imagine that you replayed that moment in your mind a lot. What does it mean for you now to be the pardon czar? What do you plan to do with that power?
Well, I plan to fulfill the trust that the president has placed in me. He's given me specific marching orders. And actually, Dana, from the time I've been working on this nonstop since my release, this is really a continuation of the work that I've already been doing. I've brought many pardon cases before the president in the past. And one thing I can say about President Trump, he was very interested in their families. He wanted to know if they have a solid reentry program in place. I wanted to make sure that I brought him the best candidates, because what is happening in this nation is really sending a message to the world that we.
So if you guys got anybody out there that you need to get a pardon, why not write a letter, address it to her? You might get lucky. She might even look over the person, and you might get them out of jail. But y'all, you know what we should do from now on? Let's stop making these free such and such t-shirts until we find out if they're guilty or not. You know what I'm saying? Stop making all of these free Malik, free. Meanwhile, dude is guilty as HE double hockey sticks. You know what I'm saying? We always ready to free somebody, but just like she said, be smart about who you want to free and look out for. But yeah, this is a dope situation right here. I think that this is perfect. Someone that's actually been in the situation. Now she knows, like, she can look out for, should I really pardon this person? Do they look like they're going to be a good person for reentry back into society? I think the best people for that is somebody like that. The same way, like, the best people for drug rehab and treatment are people that actually were on drugs before, because they can relate.
Care about the least of his people.
Alice, since you hear from a lot of people and you look at all of these cases, in your minds, what are the couple of things that really make for a solid reentry plan?
Well, I have to make sure that the communities are ready to receive them. My number one thing in recommendations is safety in the communities. I want to make sure that they have jobs that they're ready to go home to, that they have the ability not only for a second chance, Dana, but for their best chance of success. And then it takes follow-up, because I don't want to help people come home and then at the same time they're set up for failure. We'll be making sure that we check in with them, not in concert with probation, not to catch them doing something wrong, but to make sure that they have things that will help them make right decisions.
See, that's something that people never really do. It's normally always like probation or parole, where they're always looking for you to do some slick stuff. Instead, she's talking about checking in to try to prevent you from getting that scratch again. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you all right over there? Yeah, I'm okay. Yo, you sure? Come here. Let me take you on a walk or whatever like that, and really work out with you and make sure that you're okay, instead of just seeing what's on the surface and not really diving in. Because again, I'm sure she feels like she has somewhat of a responsibility, because she has a responsibility and for letting them out. It's whatever they do is kind of like on her, because she vouched for them.
That includes making sure that they have mental health, because sometimes when you've been in prison for long years, you need to reintegrate and it affects you mentally. So we want to make sure that those people who are coming home, that they have good family support, and if they don't have family, they have good faith support. I plan to work with Paula White in her faith initiative. I plan to work with Pam Bundy. Both of these ladies are very good friends of mine. I've worked with Brooke Rollins in the past. I've worked with Ivanka, with Jared. Many of those who have been appointed are individuals who I've already worked with, who know my track record. And this trust that the president has placed in me was not trust that was a spur of a moment or selected me because he pardoned me. We actually have worked together. I consider myself a friend of the president. I've even flown up.
I'm letting this play for a reason, and I know why you guys. I hope you guys see what I'm saying here, because let's just say, oh, everybody always say Trump don't really like black people, whatever like that. This seems like he does, and guess what? Even if he's playing the politics, it's still good for us. Because it's actually somebody that actually really cares. How about that? She actually really cares. And what did Elon say? When you put a little bit of care, you can do a lot with stuff. I've been to many companies where I see people not caring. Next thing you know, I'm going around wilding, ready to fire you, get you out of here. You need to go. Why you keep on being late? I don't play that, because you're making my performance go down. Same way she got to be responsible for the people that she let out. If you're not going to be serious about something, don't do it. Don't come to my job half-assing. I don't play that.
On Air Force One with him before Dana. And while there, he said to his wife, would you believe that individuals who I've already worked with, who know my track record, and this trust that the president has placed in me was not trust that was a spur of a moment or selected me because he pardoned me. We actually have worked together. I consider myself a friend of the president. I've even flown on Air Force One with him before Dana. And while there, he said to his wife, would you believe that Alice just convinced me to release 5 people? So he knows I've got almost 7 years free. I've been able to work across the political divide. I've met with governors. I've met with families. So I'm ready. I'm ready on day one. I was ready. In fact, I started the work before he even made an announcement, because before he stepped back into office, before the American citizens made their choice loud and clear, President Trump had given me a call almost 2 years ago. And he said to me, Alice, when I go back, I'm taking you with me. When he said that, Dana, I already knew he was going back. I knew that he was going back. I began putting together plans and getting ready for that moment that I will go back with him.
You know, we don't normally play clips that long, but you look like my grandmother. I love what you were saying, and you put it down. And I know it's going to be a good person for that position. I wish we had a whole bunch of other people for positions like this, because she put it down. Why you can't get a whole bunch of people to just be just like that, care about stuff and really work? You know how the government are run, how businesses are run? You have people that really care, and even family members really caring. I've seen people rescue dogs, and out of love, you see that dog go from something that's withering to champion stock, ready to be one of them kennels, ready to be on one of them shows or whatever like that, getting the blue ribbon. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What we got over here? I'm excited for this woman. Despite her title, she sounds a level-headed and caring. There you go, the one and only. What we got? Lost Souls, and Eva Evangelist said, I miss my grandma too. I miss my... You see what I'm saying? When you see somebody like that, you like, yo, hey, crank, maybe we fam. Oh, y'all, let me find out. We founded family up in the comments now. We doing all the other stuff. We be having fights going on. Yo, I literally heard somebody like, yo, so meet me at such and such. I'm over here like, yo, stop the beef. Like, they literally, y'all be going in these comments. I swear to God. Jason 00 for her, he said 2 years. Y'all talking about me? Sharon Sanders, oh, just stop. Where the hell is Jasmine Crocker? And then we got Tim Harsh that says, Jason 001, I accepted my time for all the things I didn't get caught up with. You know, they always say that. We got you for what you didn't get caught for. Batty Lynn, good morning. How you doing over there, Batty Lynn? She sounds like a great fit for the job. Her position requires her to have compassion and understanding. See, Batty, that's why you a vet over here. That's why you get what you get. You got to get in them comments. Whoever I was talking to somebody, I got some addresses yesterday. I told y'all people like Batty Lynn, I have promo items for you. So please go in the description and send me an email. Cam, brother, if you got 2 years for 15 felonies, our system is screwed. I ain't never been to no jail. Who you talking? I ain't never been to no jail. Pig Daddy, this woman is living a representation of the power that we, the people, were intended to wield. Oh, I know what you mean. You talking about the person that got arrested that's in the comments. I got you now. I got y'all. Yo, we going to keep it going. How many people we got up in here? Nah, we got to keep it going. We got 200 people. We got 30 likes. We got more content to go. You guys double tap that screen so we can let people know that we over here. We looking like crackheads kind of like right now. So let me tell you how we can cheat to get more people over. If everybody double tap the screen or like, more people will come over and we'll get turned up even more. That's going to make me get more animated and do all types of crazy stuff. Let me stop. I'm not doing all of that. But back to the topics. We got Governor Kathy Hochul, who's fighting back against the Trump organization. And I got to tell you, she's the only one. And we got to be careful about Hochul. Because, you know, Hochul will do all types of stuff that you won't anticipate. The Joker is maniacal. The Joker don't have no limits to what that she would do. And I really think that they're looking to probably get behind Kathy Hochul right now because she put a chink in the armor with this congestive pricing stuff. We already see that we have a president that's willing to negotiate with the gold card and things of that nature. So now he's coming to New York and saying, hey, maybe not $9, maybe $5 for congestive pricing. We don't want no dollars for congestive pricing. No dollars. Because after you get the money for the MTA, it's not like you're going to take the tolls down, right? You're not taking these tolls down. You're going to constantly keep on charging us this money. So that's what I don't like about the situation. And that's why we got to just be prepared for negotiations with the president that we're dealing with. But moving forward, like I said, Kathy Hochul, she really says that Trump can't just come in here and bully us. We have to stand strong. And like I said, when she's standing out like that, it makes her look like she could be somebody for a better position moving forward. And now we're starting to see the makeup. Starting to see the Joker hair get done with the little outfits on and everything. More camera time. She's been on the camera this week, these last 2 weeks, more than she's been throughout her whole time being the governor. Check this out. She's really trying to get some airplay right here. And you know I don't play with her. I don't really like this governor that we got. I really can't stand her.
Turn now to Trump's clash with Democratic governors. Joining us now from Albany, New York, is the governor, Kathy Hochul.
Look.
Good morning to you, Governor.
When the last time you see Kathy Hochul look like that? I should know. I've been searching comp pictures to do graphics. She ain't never have her hair done the whole time she been the governor. Ain't never have her hair done. And lipstick, I put more lipstick on her doing it in Photoshop than she did the whole time she been alive. Come on, man.
Good morning. I know you were just here in Washington and you met privately with President Trump. In the past, you've said the relationship doesn't have to be adversarial.
Wait a minute, is that weave? Does she have, yeah, she actually got weave in there too. Oh, you got a wig on or something. Okay, keep on.
Adversarial. Was your meeting with him adversarial, and what was your top message?
It wasn't an adversarial meeting, but I was very clear, especially after I found that the Trump administration had ended a program that was put in place, congestion pricing, by the duly elected members of our legislature representing the voice of the people. And with a tweet, he claims that he is the king and therefore he has the power to destroy it. And I have a problem with that characterization because we labored under a king 250 years ago. And as I said, we're not going back there. So I wanted to take my case to him directly and let him see the benefits of this program because our city is paralyzed with gridlock and we had a path forward to be able to make the city move again, and it's working. I wanted to just have that opportunity to convey that, but I don't know that we're very persuasive on that front, but that's okay. The people of my state need to know I'm willing to take the fight wherever I have to.
So just to explain for our audience, congestion pricing, you're talking about this $9 toll you put on people driving into lower Manhattan.
You see how she's saying it? Do you see how she's saying it? Think about it. $9 dollars. Come on, y'all. $9. Go watch the video that I made. I put the camera out. I went down there 2 days ago. And there's millions of cars going up under there. She's already made $47 million since those damn cameras went up. 47 million. And why would she say it like that? I know character. I know why she said, oh, so you talking about these $9 fees you put on people. Fucking.
I don't know that we're very persuasive on that front, but that's okay. The people in my state need to know I'm willing to take the fight wherever I have to.
So just to explain for our audience, congestion pricing, you're talking about this $9 toll you put on people driving into lower Manhattan below 60th Street. Your fellow Democrat, Phil Murphy of New Jersey, says he doesn't like this policy. He actually asked President Trump to stop it. President Trump's office says this is discriminatory against working class people. How do you respond to that?
I respond this way. With all due respect to the state of New Jersey, they do not tell us in New York what to do, nor...
Yes, they do. And I'm going to tell you why. Because every time that there's a toll, believe it or not, Jersey gets a cut. They get a share. They get a percentage. Because the majority of people come from the next state over. If you guys go look at the history of all... this is something that I found out in the beginning of doing this. In the beginning of doing congestive pricing. Why does Governor Phil Murphy have a problem with what she's doing? They're not even giving them a cut. They're not getting $1, 25 cents. They haven't even given them a damn reduction for Jersey people to go over. Look it up. You think I'm BSing. It's real talk. That's what he's really talking about. She's not telling the full truth here. And you don't just, if something's been going on throughout the years where you're cutting somebody in, you don't just say, oh, now we're not giving you none of it. And that's what she's basically doing. You can't tell New York what to do. So you're basically saying we're going to tax all these people and y'all ain't getting nothing for it. Plus, when y'all come over here, yeah, we're going to need y'all to run that too. My people coming over from Staten Island, once you come off the highway on any entrance or any exit coming into downtown New York under 60th Street, you have to pay $9. $9.
As Washington when it comes to policies that we believe are going to reduce congestion, move along vehicles, emergency vehicles are moving faster, air quality is improving. So I have arguments that are important, but no one else.
Air quality is moving forward down in the city where it's buildings and all types of stuff like that. But in the Bronx, where the trucks are now making alternate exits to avoid the $9 fee, so now they're getting off at the George instead of going down there, and now they're driving all the way down now through the highway, and all of that bad air quality is uptown in Harlem, the Bronx, where we at. So it's okay to shift the funk and the asthma to us. Thank you, Hochul. Why don't you talk about that part? And ain't even giving us none of the snaps on the petrol. We ain't getting none of the bread. You putting all that money under the ground into the train station. Oh, you ought to...
should be able to second guess us because that's not how our system of laws and states was set up. I'm the governor of New York. I will deal with the internal issues before me without it.
You're the governor of upstate. You don't know nothing about New York. Because if you knew about New York, you wouldn't do the things that you're doing. Restaurant. I can't get people to come down here. Nobody wants to pay that $9. They want to cover it up and lie and say that the restaurants and everything has gone up. Why? Because of the foot traffic? People being forced to take the train? And then you scared to death to take the train if you live in New York. I got muscles and I'm scared. Straight up and down. You got to be down there like this. I'm not playing. You better have your head on a swivel in the train station. You better be nice down there because you never know what's going to happen. And she talking about congestive pricing.
Can guess us because that's not how our system of laws and states was set up. I'm the governor of New York. I will deal with the internal issues before me without interference from New Jersey or indeed the federal government.
So this is going to the courts?
Oh, yes, it's going to the courts. And I believe we'll be victorious in the courts and this program will continue.
This is not the only standoff between the state and federal government and the tension here. I know you were in Washington with other governors who were meeting with the president this week. Federal funds account for about 40% of your state's budget. President Trump is threatening to withhold federal funds to governors in order to force compliance with his agenda. Here's what he said to the governor of Maine. Take a listen.
Is the Maine here, the governor of Maine?
Not here.
Are you not going to comply with it?
I'm complying with state and federal laws.
Well, we are the federal law. Well, you better do it. You better do it because you're not going to get any federal funding at all if you don't.
That was about transgender athletes on girls' sports teams. Are you Democratic governors going to start to work together on this? Is there legal pushback?
What he is doing is, they've described as flooding the zone. They're attacking California when it comes to FEMA dollars. They're filing lawsuits in Illinois. They're going after Maine on this, and they're coming after programs that have been duly put in place in the state of New York. What they're trying to do.
What y'all feel about this? Anybody in New York? Anybody in New York know anything about this? What we got? Justin Michael said in 2012, Hochul's net worth was $300K, and now it's $12 million. It's disgusting. Thank you. Okay, myself, and L. Hardin said she will get back in libs. Love her. Yep. There you go. I know what I'm talking about. They're setting it up. This is the play they're running right now. Do these businesses get a cut or some type of pass when they can go through without a fee? Ha ha. This was funny. Bill Andy. What's up, Bill? I guess Bill said something foul and got cut off. American muscle. She's protected and safe. She's secured and rich. She doesn't walk in our shoes. Trump has security and money, but at least he understands us and our safety and security. Thank you, American Muscle. Thank you, man, because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm so fucking mad about this shit right here. I ain't even gonna lie. Do me a favor. I'm gonna keep this thing going, but do me a favor, double tap that screen. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up because I want y'all to, I got more coming. I want to read more of y'all comments because I like where y'all going with this. Joe D. Mateo, good morning, Joe. How you doing? I hope everything is going good with you, bro. God bless you. That'll be an easy one, Joe D. Mateo said. Lisa McD, daughters is big pharma lobbyists. Okay, I don't know what's going on here, but my family is there, although my family are libs. And we got Kristen said, well, she got in the subway a person who was set on fire after. When she got in the subway, a person was set on fire after. Yeah, because we have weak government and people don't care. And you letting all these people in here. We all order. Yeah, we all order. We all. American muscle, not for long. All right, Jason, that's why poverty exists. Because they keep on just ripping us off. I'm going to put it like this, y'all. We can't just keep on letting them keep on doing this shit. We can't. $14.99 for a carton of eggs. $9 to come through the damn toll, to come through congestive pricing. You can't even go to a restaurant. Even Chinese food ain't even cheap no more. I used to be able to go get Chinese food for maybe like $10 or something like that. White rice, garlic, and nothing, no meat. Garlic, white rice with sesame, whatever like that. Get that for like $9, $10. That shit is $16 now. $16. And you got people like this that's just like, oh, keep on smacking it to them. Keep on smacking it to them. And like I said, once she get this amount of money that they're trying to get, they're not going to stop. And then they're going to put these tolls in different places. And then guess what's to follow? Guess what's to follow? I'm flipping right now because it's New York. No, Seattle, Atlanta, all these other places that's blue. Hey, that worked for New York. Why don't we copy that congestive pricing thing? Think I'm bullshitting.
Do is create this theater of all kinds of activity that is trying to be a distraction to us. And when someone floods the zone in a football game, what you need to have is the defenders be very disciplined, smart, but also stand their ground. And that's exactly what the governor of New York will do in cooperation with our governors. We're not going to sit idly by and let our rights be attacked. We'll work with you when there's common ground, no doubt about it. Let's build great projects and infrastructure. There's areas where we're going to work with you on immigration and getting the violent criminals off our streets. We do not dispute that. But don't think that you can just come in and bully us around and not expect a reaction from governors.
You know that when it...
Yeah, I don't want no more from her. That's it. I told y'all I don't like this person. I don't care. She had a couple more minutes to go. It was actually a long clip, but from what I got, that was enough. I wanted you guys to see that because it's another ploy, another play on how to rip us off. And that's why every time on the bottom line, you will continue to always be Kathy Hochul. You're the worst governor we ever had. We literally had a blind governor that was better than her. Blind. All right, let's keep it going, y'all. Let's stack this deck. We got more on the clip. We got a lot more to go. We might be here for another whole... I went in on that one. I don't even care because we got more right now. We got this... we got some stuff on Mayor Tiffany, I think. We finally got some stuff on Mayor Tiffany. She finally lost her battle. Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who was just erupt, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in government funds on credit cards, was actually out there dancing the other day in the front of her truck playing music, saying that she was going to win the mayoral thing again, the mayoral vote. No, she lost by a landslide because people are getting tired of people like that that's ripping people off. That's what we need to do in New York. We need to get some cojones and get rid of her. We need to get rid of Joku Hochul the same way that they got rid of Tiffany yesterday. Now check this out.
In the meantime, very different scene of what was supposed to be Tiffany Henyard's watch party.
WGN's Ben Bradley has her message following the defeat.
Tiffany Henyard was a no-show for her election night party after it became clear that she would lose in a landslide. I did speak with her by phone. She said she accepts the election results. She said, "The people have spoken, and God must have a different plan for me." It was a far cry from the tone that she struck earlier in the day when she insisted that she would win in spectacular fashion.
Hey y'all.
Well, Tiffany.
How y'all doing?
Tiffany Henyard defiant on this decision day in Dalton. Is there anything in hindsight that you would have done differently over these last 4 years?
Yeah, I would have told on the trustees sooner.
The trustees she refers to are her former allies. 4 years ago, they ran as a slate with Henyard promising transparency and accountability. Instead,
Mayor, we've left you voicemail messages. We had to go to the Illinois Attorney General's office to get you to turn over documents.
residents got a self-proclaimed super mayor who spent...
She just seems like, again, I'm glad he stopped it right here. This was all that it seems like, because allegedly, it just seems like all she was doing was traveling around, using the money to get herself bigger, whoever she was. It doesn't seem like she was concentrating on what she needed to do for the constituents. And now they've finally spoken out, which is what we're doing now. Got a new president. Look, they got a new mayor over here in Dalton County. They're not having it no more. And that's how we need to do it. Get these people out of here. Vote them out.
And tax dollars on travel, self-promotion, and a questionable cancer charity. All of it exposed by WGN Investigates, and now the subject of an ongoing FBI investigation. But why should residents pay for you to stay at the Four Seasons and a $10,000 bill in New York?
We're talking about
first-class
the
travel.
election today, so you guys want some good footage?
Those issues are on the ballot.
We've been talking about the same thing for 4 years. I've answered every question possible.
You've never answered
So if you guys want to...
That's the face of a guilty person. That's like when you hollering at your girl, like, yo, who this dude, who just called your phone? I just see some dude named Donovan just called your phone. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't see that. I ain't get my phone. That's not the way a government official, someone that's elected, should be acting. You stand there, well, look, this is a bad situation. I feel as if No, she over here like, I don't know no Donovan. What are you talking about? Got her head to the side like this. Y'all keep on asking me them same questions all the time. I've been answering them questions for 4 years already. I'm tired of y'all asking me the same thing. You sound guilty right now. Y'all do me a favor if y'all like the content. Do me a favor, double tap that screen. Where we at right now? We ain't even got to talk too much. We got 78 likes. Really appreciate you guys, but we got 484 people in the building. But ain't she acting like a hoochie, like a what they call them, like a hood rat? You don't be a government official acting like that. How you going? Y'all asking me this 4 years now. You've been asking me the same thing. Like homegirl, excuse me. Proceeding. I don't understand what's going on here. I feel as if the constituents probably didn't get my message clear. I will do as much as I can and work diligently to make things happen and go in a more positive direction. Nah, not her. She doing it the whole other way. Rewind. Now I want y'all to bust the left side cut, right? Bust the left side cut. Here we go.
Dollars on travel, self-promotion, and a questionable cancer charity. All of it exposed by WGN Investigates, and now the subject of an ongoing FBI investigation. But why should residents pay for you to stay at the Four Seasons and a $10,000 bill in New York?
We're talking about
first-class
the election today, so you guys want some good footage?
Those issues are on the ballot.
We've been talking about the same thing for 4 years.
Why you jacking Iverson? Oh, we talking about practice? We talking about practice. Oh, that's what we doing? We talking about practice? Talk about deflect, yo. Talk about deflect.
answered every question possible.
You've never answered
So
them.
if you guys want to talk about me winning this seat this evening, let's go. I'll sit down with any of you, because I want some positive press for a change.
Ooh.
Local Democrats refused to slate Henyard for her other job, Thornton Township Supervisor, but she told me that she plans to run as a write-in candidate. That election is April 1st. She also said she's not ruling out a run for higher office, but wouldn't speculate about what that could be. She could, though, have bigger problems if the ongoing FBI investigation leads to charges.
Yeah. We want to know what's up with them snaps. You got them snaps on that petrol? What happened to that? We need to know about them hundreds of thousands of dollars and all them flights. And we need them weave receipts to make sure that you wasn't getting your install on a company card. Because an install costs a lot. The weave costs about $5, and it costs about another $500 or $600 just to put the weave in to lay it in like that. And as you guys can see, her weave wasn't that good in the beginning. She had like a big, crazy, choppy weave going on, the one that you buy at the Chinese store. Once she became the mayor, she had the Beyonce with the layover, with the she had the Beyonce after that. And guess what? Everybody in Dalton was paying for that fucking weave. I guarantee you they was paying for that shit. All right, y'all, we're going to keep it going because you've been blocked. A judge rejects the educational department's executive orders. So I guess Elon can't get the information on the educational department. So we got this same judge that's being an a-hole that they may wind up investigating because every other judge that's got this information has already let it pass, and they're not being so hard on, Doge when they ask for access to certain information. So what's happening is, let's say one judge gets the order and he doesn't want to do it. I guess they take it and let a couple of other judges look at the order to see if they would have passed it. A lot of the other judges are saying that they don't see anything inside of the orders that made them not pass it. The same judge that blocked the birthright citizenship blocked this one. So they're trying to say that this judge is being, partisan to one side. We want to look at this story real quick and check this out.
News on Doge's cost-cutting crusade. A federal judge, the same one who blocked Trump's birthright citizenship order, has now blocked the Education Department and Office of Personnel from sharing data with Doge. But other courts have ruled differently, setting up a legal showdown. Meanwhile, what would you say you do here?
What would you say you do here?
It sounds like a simple question, but Elon Musk's mass email to federal workers demanding they list 5 accomplishments by tonight.
How many people
has
saw that
Washington
movie?
in full meltdown mode. Fox Business's Hillary Vaughn is live on Capitol Hill with the latest. Hillary.
Hi, Brian. Well, Elon Musk's request to have government employees tell him 5 things they did last week is hitting a nerve. While most people would love for the opportunity to brag to their boss about everything that they accomplished, some people in government who are paid by you and work for you think that they're too good for that. Democratic Senator Tina Smith attacking Musk over this request using her favorite D word, and it's not Democrat. Smith saying, quote, "This is the ultimate D-boss move from Musk, except he isn't even the boss, he's just a D." Musk says he's already received a large number of responses and says those people should be considered for a promotion.
Whoever responded, they got promotions. Y'all heard that? The people that actually responded to the emails that said what they did, he probably looked at it and was like, hey, these guys do good stuff. Let's promote them. So you know what's probably happening now? The people that's not responding, they're getting fired and those other people are taking their jobs. And they also say that they want to make sure, it's kind of smart, they want to make sure that people even answer the email. Because what if they're sending checks to people that's not even working?
From Musk, except he isn't even the boss, he's just a D. Musk says he's already received a large number of responses and says those people should be considered for a promotion. Other Democrats say a CEO would never ask their workers to do this.
Yes, they would.
Imagine that you got this email tomorrow from your boss's 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 boss, who knows nothing about what you do. This would be like Tim Cook sending that email to every single Apple Store employee. If Tim Cook did that, we would say Tim is past his due date and doesn't know how to run a company anymore.
Musk says this is not that complicated. It's a pulse check saying, quote, "The reason this matters is that a significant number of people who are supposed to be working for the government are doing so little work that they're not even checking their email at all. In some cases, we believe non-existent people or the identities of dead people are being used to collect paychecks. In other words, there is outright fraud. Republicans think this is a great idea."
The price tag that the taxpayers pay is right at $271 billion a year. Is it too much to ask for them to verify why they're making an average salary of $106,000 a year?
So let me ask you guys, if your boss was to ask you, tell me 5 things that you did last week, would that be something that you would take in a bad way? Do you think that he's overstepping his position as the boss? Micromanaging, do you feel like he's bothering you? Do you feel like it's just go ahead and tell him because you did more than 5 things? What do you feel about that, this point right here? How do you guys feel about your boss saying, hey, tell me 5 things that you did last week? Let me see. Jason said no. Joe DiMatteo said, if I do 2 people's job, do I get to put 2.5 things? Yeah, you do, Joe. Yeah, you do, Joe. You damn sure do. Because at that point, we need to demand a raise, Joe. That's when you get that, yeah, that's this guy right here. That's when they saw that email and said, yo, this guy's doing too much. We need to keep him. So yeah, Joe, people like you, damn right, you deserve to get that money plus a raise. Damn right. Batty Lynn said, I used to have to send in a report every week of what I did the prior week and had to report on the telemeeting. Yep. So what's hard about this? Christina Shelton Burns at Kristen said, congrats on all. Kristen, me, myself, and Harden said, I quit my job during COVID to help the supply chain. Oh my God. Joe Mateo said, sweet. Jason Double O for her, he said, I feel like you shouldn't be ready. Tell him, look what the F I did, boss, look. The one and only. In this scenario, no. This is our tax money being spent here. Okay. Shane Miner, no, I manage $1 million in property for him. He pays me, so no problem. See, a lot of people don't have no problem. And this other person said, this is our tax money, so they don't got no problem with this. I mean, we bust our butts for this money. We want to know how they spending it. No insufficient. What a waste of my taxpayer money. That's right. Joe DiMatteo said, I'm showing my boss this. Laughing my ass off, Joe. Everybody laughing at you, Joe. Joshua Black, so how do you feel about the unelected bureaucrats in U.S. aid spending $6 million in Guatemala for S-changes, trans drag shows in Ireland, etc.? That's straight up ripoff. And another thing I feel about that is that a lot of that money is being funneled somewhere else. Think about this. I need you to loan me $5,000. You're going to say, for what? Man, I got these people in Uganda. They really need this money, bro. Can you really help me out with this? You're going to say, you know what? Go ahead. I'm going to take that $5,000, not me, somebody not legit, and send $1,000 down there. Send me some pictures. Send them pictures back and send them to you and you good. And if you keep on sending the dough, I'm just going to be sending $1,000. So that means shaving off the top is what's happening. And they found proof of this, saying that only 15% of most of this monetary is reaching all of these places that they're saying that this money's going to. You guys like the content? We killing them right now. We doing our thing. Run it up. Double tap that screen. Please let everybody know that we're here. We got so much more to go. We're going to keep this going right here, y'all.
I guess the arrogance of the workers who says that's a heavy lift is what's wrong with that's what the Americans are sick and tired of. It's not their money. We're the ones who are paying the bills.
And Brian, federal workers have had over a month to get back to work for the government in person. Elon Musk says starting this week, those who are failing to show up in person to work are going to be placed on leave. Brian?
Got to get those carpools going again, Hillary Vaughn.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Thank you. And Trump?
Yeah. So I know we got a strong point on this, and when I worked for somebody, I never had a problem reporting because I always overdid what I was supposed to do, or always exceeded my workload. And if somebody's working for me, I want to know, yo, did you do such and such? Report back. I'm not going to be on your back, but I want to know if you did it. And again, you might get a better position because I have a lot of responsibility. The more that I can give to you will be better for me. And that does deem more monetary, more pay that you should get. And if you're doing your work, you shouldn't be scared to tell them what you're doing. Real talk. Like for real. All right, y'all. We heard one side where people are saying, we don't want to answer. We're not answering. We got all of these agencies saying, don't answer Elon Musk. Well, Trump has answered that part right now in saying his opinion on what the federal workers should be doing. And he actually is behind this, basically trying to find out if y'all are actually at work. Answer the email. If you're not answering your emails from your boss or anybody, that can show that you're not even there. And it makes sense. Ever since COVID, we need to shake out the carpet. We need to shake out the carpet and see what's there. That's what we need to be doing right now. Because a lot of people are just not working and like just getting paid.
Mr. President, can you clarify, hopefully once and for all, what your expectations are with this email to federal employees? What are you going to use that information for? And do you see it as voluntary, like OPM has said, or mandatory?
Well, it's somewhat voluntary, but it's also, if you don't answer, I guess you get fired. What it really is do people exist? We have this massive government with millions of people, and nobody knows who's working for the government, who's not. So what they're doing is they're sending out a letter to everybody, and they're saying, what were the things you did last week? I guess they ask for 5. And if people are working, it's easy. I could tell you 5 things I did last week. I could tell you 5 things I did 6 weeks ago, right? If they're there and they're working, they're able to say they did 5 things during work. And that means they're working and they're with us and they have no further obligation. Right. If they're not, it could be there's no such person. It could be.
How about let's check if they clocking in? Like check the time clock, something. We got video or something of these people? Can we get a head count? Somebody come in there with a clicker?
That the person's no longer working, they're no longer living at that address, they may be moved, maybe they moved to a different country, or maybe the person doesn't exist. And we then take that person off the payroll, and we save a lot of money by doing that. But that's one of the only ways. I think it's a very smart thing. And it says, if you don't answer, essentially, there's a penalty to pay, like that's the end of the job.
Musk has said that. The order itself doesn't say that. I think that's part of the confusion. Is he speaking for you when he says you're terminated?
Yeah, everybody speaks for me. I'm the one that'll take responsibility. The old statement, the buck stops here, right? Famous statement.
And again, this is why every time you guys look at the thumbnail and you see I have him as Mr. Freeze, that's right. Trump is Mr. Freeze, not Elon. Elon is Batman in our world of Gotham. Elon is Batman, the detective, the smart one that's going in there detecting, has all of the intricate gadgets and everything, right? And he's sent out by Commissioner Gordon, right? But in our scenario, our Commissioner Gordon is Tom Homan. So let's keep on going, you guys. What we got over here? Kristen said, did you guys see Harris recently? LOL. I think I did, but she didn't really make too much traction, so I didn't want to bring it up. Trell G said, I want to know if you was playing Pokemon or doing work. There you go, Trell. I want to know if you was out here searching for Pokemon. What they call that? Searching for Pokemon, right? Trell said he want to know if they was playing Pokemon. Christina Shelton Burns said, I still can't believe we have 200-year-old person getting Social Security. No, there's one that was 300 and something, Kirsten. Even worse than that, Christina. Even worse than that, it was somebody that was 300. Montana Max said, a federal government with no idea who's in it is crazy work. There you go. Angels Among Us said, potty break, lunch break, gossip break, answer the call, sent an email, sums it up. Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. What's that? And another thing that became famous over COVID, y'all remember this? I don't never do shit at work. I don't never do shit at work. I don't never do shit at work. It became a big thing, not doing nothing at work. Even we had these people coming out saying, you know what you should do? You should work less. Just work for what they pay you. That's the non-caring part. There's a lot of non-caring that's gone into work nowadays. And y'all know what I'm talking about, the people that's laughing. I don't never do shit at work. I don't never do shit at work. I don't know the rest of it. I don't never do shit at work. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Well, I can say the same thing. The buck stops here. No, we have to find out if people are getting paid and they're not working. And, they have a problem. Let's say they have another job. And then they write in false statements. It's a big problem if they write in false statements. They may be working for somebody else but getting paid by the U.S. government. And that would mean that they're not allowed to be doing that. They're not allowed to be working for us and be working for somebody else. We're paying them a lot of money. We're paying them. So we'll see. That solves that problem. Most people aren't willing to say that, we're doing this, and this for the U.S. government, and yet they're at another job, because That's a big problem for them if they do that. So in some cases, they're not writing back. And if they don't write back, they end up eventually losing their job. We give them extensions, but that was something we thought about a long time ago. We give them extensions, but we'll see. We have to make sure, number one, that we have people, number two, that they're working, and number two, they're working for us, not for another company.
So yeah, if you've been home from COVID the whole time and you've been off and they ain't been checking you, you keep on getting your check, why not get another job? Because hey, I work for the government, and you can tell people that and use it and you can use that on your resume or not. And that's why he said you might not want to report it, because the job that you work for may have you there as a VP or somebody big, and for you to be working at the government and there at the same time, definitely conflict of interest. Made a lot of sense, guys. That made a lot of sense. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Sean Penn said, I'm rocking with Trump. Christina Shelton Burns said, Permeek, do you need a hearing aid? Jason Feardy said, for real, it's free income. It is free income. It is free income. But let me ask you guys about this. How would you feel if the wrong person got fired? Probationary or a person, somebody that actually deserved their job. This person I'm about to show you, she sounds like she's so eloquent at her position. I really feel that they need to get in contact with Doge, because this is probably somebody that can get her job back, because they wound up firing some probationary employees and the ex-VA worker. She has something to say about this, and I think that we should hear her out. The bottom line, we use this platform to let everybody else get their information out. Stories that may not get that much coverage, we like to bring them out and talk about them, because everybody deserves a voice. And I really want this person to be heard, because this could be happening in more than one person. Because what do they say? Casualties of war, a lot of like friendly fire. A lot of people get hurt when things like this happen. I think this is sort of like a casualty in a sense, but I also feel that if they bring it up and they talk about it and they get it out there, I would recommend that these people get their positions back.
Trump administration is purging tens of thousands of probationary workers, and unfortunately, there are potentially thousands of military families who could get caught up in these mass firings, specifically military spouses who historically have been encouraged via acts of Congress and other initiatives to seek employment within the federal government as a way of maintaining financial security and stability, because their families do move so often, every 2 to 3 years on average. Now, typically following a move, military wives or husbands can simply transfer to other positions within the government, which means they technically end up being only 1 or 2 years into a job, on paper anyway, but thus probationary. I want to talk to one of those military spouses right now, Arielle Pines. She has worked with the Department of Veterans Affairs for more than 15 years. No break in service. She was fired earlier this month via email. Arielle, thank you so much for being here. A pleasure to have you on the show, but I wish under different circumstances.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
So 15 years at the VA, which, by the way, 2 years of exceptional performance review. So you're dispelling this misconception that everybody who's getting fired are new kids on the block or bad at their jobs. I mean, this must be surreal for you and your family right now.
Yes, ma'am. There is a huge misconception. And even on the VA website, it states that probationary employees that were terminated have 1 to 2 years of service only. And, that's just simply not true. There's 5 of us on our team that transferred from other departments within HR that were also let go due to being in probationary periods due to a special hiring authority. Certain hiring authorities can be you were hired because you have veteran preference, you were hired under a disability, or you were hired because you were a military spouse. And all of those special hiring authorities, I will say, you still have to meet the qualifications, you still have to meet the education, and you still have to have the degrees and match the experience to be hired for these jobs. But people are thinking that, don't think that those require a probationary period, and every time you're hired on using that special hiring authority, you are required to serve another probationary period.
Wow. I know you had just taken a new job that was bigger and better for you, right? I mean, more of a workload, better pay raise for you and your family, but it came with that probationary status for a little bit. What kind of work were you doing, if I'm allowed to ask and you're able to share?
Yes, absolutely. So I moved over. I was in a part of HR called Manpower, which was tracking the FTEs and making sure that facilities had all of the staffing needs that they needed to serve our veterans. And then I moved over to information systems, and that basically is ensuring facilities are able to track metrics and goals for adequate care. So we were building dashboards in Power BI. We built leave sites so processes can be approved and they can track. We were doing stuff where certain facilities and directors were wanting to track certain metrics and goals to make sure that they were ensuring that their facilities' needs were met. And then those were going up to the medical center directors, and those were.
I got enough, y'all. I think that this person needs to get a job back or a job in another position, to be honest with you. She needs either this position back or a job in this area because she's very knowledgeable of the job. Sounds like she knows all the methods and all of the movements around it. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? It's really a hard one here. Let me get this comment right here from Jay Stevens. He says the VA needs a major overhaul. What do you say to actually do here? I see nothing. And then you got probationary is not another word for permanent. She was moving around for 15 years though inside of the military, and her husband gets moved every 2 years. They already incentivized them to get those types of jobs. If you guys heard that information in the beginning, what do you guys think about that? It's hard to be permanent at a job when your husband moves every 2 years. American Muscle, I mean dramatically, the cost of everything will drop. Oh, you're talking about something else. Okay, guys. You guys don't have too much on this topic. Lethal. Well, thank Trump and look into this. Trust me, it will be higher than $50 trillion. Okay, y'all don't got too much for this. Let's just keep on going because we got something funny coming up now. It's time. It's time for what she need to finally get it, and we talking about Joy Reid. I'm talking about every time I clicked and I went past one of her videos, I would see negativity. I would see Baldy Bean spewing all sorts of negativity. And I think in the Bible they say that they take away the hair of certain types of women. I think that's why Joy Reid, let me just leave that alone. But anyway, this next clip that we got here, I don't know if you guys know, but guess who got fired from MSNBC? Joy Reid, no longer with MSNBC, could not keep her numbers up, and she is gone. Goodbye, goodbye. Like Tevin Campbell say, I got to say goodbye. Goodbye, 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 Joy Reid. It's been a good, no it hasn't, kick rocks for a block. And yo, we going right to the clip because I'm talking about she was breaking down. It was so hard for me to cut her out in the graphic because of all of the tears. I had to wait to a certain point to click it to get the screenshot. I'm talking about she was really hurting about this. You guys, I'm talking no other than your favorite ex-MSNBC host, Joy Reid. She has now been fired.
And that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I try not to cry on TV. And I said, this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end,
Joy Reid has been ruthlessly mocked following a threatened meltdown over her firing from left-leaning network MSNBC. On Monday, it was officially announced the host show and readout would be canceled as part of a network overhaul. The readout first aired in 2020 with the host regularly slamming U.S. President Donald Trump and his supporters. Reid's teary remarks came during the Zoom call on Sunday as she appeared on the Win with Black Woman podcast. According to Mediarite, over 10,000 people joined the Zoom call as the former MSNBC host thanked her team and supporters. During the call, Reid revealed she did not regret going hard on topics such as Black Lives Matter, immigration, and the president. Where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry that I stood up for those things because those things are of God, is what she said. A video of Reid's breakdown was posted on social media where ex-users roasted the former left-leaning host's comments. Megyn Kelly, Joy Reid has viciously mocked and teared of every white person she's ever helped cancel over the years for some imaginary racial slight. I couldn't get the rest. Benny Johnson said, "Into my veins, Joy Reid's meltdown over being fired on MSNBC. I could watch this all day." Clay Travis, Joy Reid, who ridiculed white people for their tears, breaks down in tears over her show getting canceled. Karmic perfection here. Libs of TikTok, Joy Reid breaks down sobbing while addressing being fired from MSNBC. "My show had value. It had value." I ain't reading all that. Okay, Joy, we're going to give you a salute and you out of here. Kelly also shared her opinion on Reid's firing and the cancellation of her show during a segment on the Megyn Kelly Show. What did you say, Megyn?
Tonight will be Joy Reid's final show on MSNBC. Single tear, white woman tears happening right here, Joy. She was officially fired over the weekend because she's a racist, horrible news anchor with no ratings. And that's really been the truth for a long time. MSNBC is under new management, and I guess they decided to come to grips with reality.
Following news of Reid's firing, President Trump took to the Truth Social and further roasted the former MSNBC host. What did he say? Low-life chairman of Comcast, Brian Roberts, the owner of ratings, challenged NBC and MSDNC, has finally gotten the nerve up to fire one of the least talented people in television. Based on her ratings, which were virtually non-existent, she should have been canned long ago, along with everyone else who works there, said Donald Trump. So he said she should have been canned, y'all. Final episode will air this week before being replaced by a show for Alice, Melendez, Michael Steele, and Simone. And we got coming up with that. Everybody roasted them. Like I said, goodbye, see ya, and wouldn't want to be ya. I'm so happy that that's off the air because, I mean, I'm sure she's probably going to do podcasts and stuff like that. But she won't be able to have the same reach that she had when she was on MSNBC. Let's keep it going, y'all, because we got a lot. We got Carolyn Levitt, the White House spokesperson. She says that deranged Democrats are going to continue to deny what's going on out here. They don't care how much money they find, how much corruption that they find. As long as the Republicans are bringing it, they feel as if the Democrats are going to keep on pushing back against the truth of what's happening. And here is Caroline Levitt that's talking about this right now, our White House spokesperson.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt is with us. You know, the AP deal is a big deal to me, and this, frankly, you have reconfigured that room quite a bit, and you've invited in bloggers and invited in other media.
This right here, they're talking about the AP, Associated Press. They sued the White House because they're saying that they don't want to give them a place in the White House to ask questions. So they tried to sue to get a place in the White House to be on the reporter's room, but they were able to block it, and they didn't wind up getting the support of the judge. That's what this clip is about. I wanted you guys to see this.
Yeah, that traditionally have not been there, but I would go back and say that most of the mainstream legacy media. They were wrong on FISA, they were wrong on Russia, they were wrong on the case in New York, they were wrong on pretty much everything involving Donald Trump, and they never corrected themselves, did they?
They never did, Sean, and the winning continues here at the White House every day. Today, a federal judge right here in Washington, D.C. denied the Associated Press's emergency request for a temporary restraining order to restore their privilege of returning to the White House press pool. And the judge's denial of the Associated Press's request reinforces what I said from the podium last week and what President Trump has been saying. Covering the American presidency in the most intimate and limited spaces in this White House, in the Oval Office, on the Air Force One, is a privilege. It is not a legal right. And we want all voices to have that opportunity. And that's why we've expanded the James S. Brady briefing room to invite truly legitimate, independent journalists, podcasters, and other media types in.
You heard that word? Y'all know I pay attention to words. I'm trying to get up in there. I'm going to be like, yo, let me see. I'm going to go up in there just like this. I'm I'm gonna send a letter saying I have a show called Our Bottom Line. I come on every morning at 6 o'clock. We have a great following. Is it okay for me to go and ask the president some questions? And I'm gonna take the GoPro. I'm going to DC. I'm gonna be out there like, yo, look at me, y'all. I'm about to ask these questions. And I'm gonna take y'all with me. So if anybody would like to see something like that, give me a thumbs up because I'm going for it. I really am. About to get with these politicians and get out there and ask some of the real questions that y'all want to know. I want to ask some of the questions that you guys want to ask to get the answers directly from the people.
Into that room to cover this president with honesty and accuracy and with real mindfulness of what the American people actually care about. I also want to thank you tonight, Sean, for fact-checking James Carville for the lies that he pushed on your program last week. Unfortunately, James represents the deranged and out-of-touch Democrat Party who continue to deny the reality that this country loves Donald Trump. And in fact, President Trump is enjoying his highest approval rating from the American people than he ever has, despite the years of lies, smears, and witch hunts by the Democrat Party. The Harvard-Harris poll today is incredible. When you look issue by issue, the vast majority of the American people support what President Trump is doing. You showed it. 81% of the American people support deporting illegal migrant criminals from our nation's communities. 77% of Americans support a full audit into the waste and fraud that this federal government has been spending their tax dollars on. And that is the exact mission of Doge. So these numbers, these approval ratings are what you get when you have a president who actually does what he promised he was going to do. And that's why the Democrats are facing their worst, lowest approval rating since 2018. Not even 40% of the American public supports the current Democrat Party. President Trump will continue to abide by the will of the American people who elected him to this big, beautiful White House behind me. And we are restoring common sense to our great country.
I can't tell you that he doesn't have a better spokesperson because she's very good with words. She puts it down and she don't play. Y'all saw the other day when she walked up on the press like, she was looking like, what's the name of that girl in the Brady Bunch? She was looking like Marsha when she went over to that press group. Like, yes, how can I help you? And put it down on them boys. Shorty know how to talk. She know how to talk. Caroline know how to put it in. She know how to get it down. He's got the right person on his team speaking for him. Check this out, you guys. We got more going. We got a whole lot going. We got a whole. Y'all focus on my screen. New York is filled with unfinished construction projects. It's a nightmare in my city. Yep, it definitely is. But let me tell you what else is going on in New York. We got this suspect that's accused of scamming somebody for $32,000 in Florida. Yeah. This Florida woman got scammed for $32,000. She was about 85 years old. Guess what happened? They found the girl that did it. They flew her back to Florida. And the sheriff was at the airport like this waiting for her. He got her bags and made sure that he was there to get her. You know my line, get my bags and meet me at the airport, I might be there? Yeah. Well, she got on the plane, accompanied by some marshals, and they dropped her off so she can get them silver bracelets, because she tried to rip off an 85-year-old lady for over $32,000. We at the scam part of the clip right now, y'all. Don't let your elderly family members and people you know get caught out by people like this. Because what happens is once they get their fangs in them, they don't let them go. Be careful. You know, we always cover these scams. And check this out.
The call that you just won $1 million sounds too good to be true, and it was for a woman in Volusia County. Even after multiple banks and shipping stores tried to intervene, deputies say an elderly woman still lost $32,000 to scammers. But she is getting justice tonight. West 2's Haley Crumbleholm was at the Daytona Beach airport as the sheriff personally welcomed one of the suspects from New York to Central Florida to face charges.
This woman is one of two people currently facing charges for scamming a woman in her 80s out of tens of thousands of dollars. And she got a not-so-warm welcome from Sheriff Mike Chitwood when she arrived.
Shania, I am Sheriff Chitwood, and I want to let you know that we protect our seniors in this community, okay? That's why you're here.
Shania Baptiste was flown in from New York Wednesday, coming face-to-face with Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood and facing charges of grand theft, fraud and swindling, and exploitation of the elderly. Is there anything you want to say about what you're being accused of?
I didn't do the crime.
According to an arrest report, a woman in her 80s in Daytona Beach Shores got a call back in June that she won $1 million from Publishers Clearinghouse. But to get the money, she was told she had to send a cashier's check of $20,000. The woman went to 2 different Truist banks to get the money. Both told her she was being scammed and wouldn't issue the check. Sheriff Mike Chitwood said the woman called the scammers back to find out what to do. He says they told her to tell a 3rd bank she was paying to remodel her niece's kitchen.
And overnight us a check for 20 grand, which she does.
The arrest report says the woman took the check to a shipping center where an employee again told her she was being scammed. But after getting a letter notarized saying it was for a kitchen renovation, she was able to send the money out.
And they call back the next day and say, hey, we did some more accounting, we need another $12,500.
The report says after telling her son she had won $1 million, she realized she had been scammed. Detectives were able to find out who the checks were paid to and what bank accounts they were put in, leading them to Baptiste and her co-defendant, Nielsen Brooks.
Look at Nielsen, y'all. That don't even look like a match made in heaven. To me, it look like a match made in prison. They're going to jail for this. Sad part about it is the ladies are never going to get that $32,000 back. That's the sad part.
So far, the sheriff's office has been able to get back $20,000 of the woman's money.
They got
and
20.
I hope and pray there's a special place in hell for you and Nielsen Brooks for what you did to an 85-year-old woman in stealing her life savings. And I hope you enjoy your stay here. Welcome to Florida.
The sheriff said he believes there could be one other person involved in this case specifically, but he said this could be part of a much larger scale operation. Covering Volusia.
Okay, they didn't get it all back. They got part of it. They got 20,000 of the 32,000, but that's something. At least they got that. At least they got that, and they got the 12 off. So yeah, again, you guys, be careful out there. There's a lot of elderly people that are being played victim, and they don't even care anymore. There's no resolve. As you see, they took a little bit of money, and when they saw that that person had more, they keep on going, keep on going. That's how scammers are. Once they get their hooks in you, they keep on draining you until they get as much as they can, and then they sell your information to another scammer to try to get more money from you another way. Rolex Max said, go for it. Lunatic. Email scan. Cool story, bro. Good looking, Rolex. Kristen, me, myself, and Harden, we can tell I left the bricks behind. American Muscle, IP address scam. Yep, what we got here? We got Lethal Cade. No, we need to get rid of these scammers. Real talk. VPN scams. Everybody know about scams. Everybody talking about scams. And look, talking about scammers. We said talking about scammers. Yeah, ha ha ha. Corey Monday. I just saw a video from New York where they stole $700,000 from an old lady. Yeah, man. They don't have no remorse. I think I saw that came on, that was on my platform. The lady that was getting her money stolen by someone that was close to her and didn't tell her family members until it was too late, and now she's living with them. I know that's my story. Y'all probably saw that here. Probably saw it with me. Also, let me ask you guys a question. With all of these flights and airlines and all of these situations going on, let's just be honest. I want to know, are you guys scared to fly? Because I am. I'm scared to fly right now. And I fly a lot. And every time I fly, I was already scared. So now my fear is even more heightened to fly. So I wanted to know if you guys are probably, how you feel about flying. You guys fly a lot? Are you nervous about flying anywhere? Nope, I'm driving to Florida. That's what me, myself said. And then we got Teresa said, I helped take care of an elderly man, and because of his own family, I have to watch all his bank accounts. It breaks my heart when they steal from him constantly, but no more. I will protect that veteran. God bless you for doing that. American Muscle said, check it out. Your location icon on your device, Rolex, is off right. I don't have no Rolex, bro. Does anyone believe they just weren't being reported before? What do you mean as far as what weren't being reported before? All right, y'all, let's keep going. I just want to know, what do you guys think about these flights? I'm scared to death to fly. Are you okay with flying? I am scared. You know the reason why? Because stuff like this, watch this Delta flight all of a sudden gets full up with smoke and everybody have to get off the plane. Like this right here would really take me off the planes for a while, for maybe like a year or two.
Please know your clothes, Nana.
Scary moments aboard this Delta flight today as a haze filled the plane after taking off in Atlanta. Passengers seen covering their faces. The Boeing 717 was only in the air for a few minutes, looping back around for an emergency landing at the world's busiest airport around 9 a.m. Slides were deployed and first responders helped people deplane.
We are being evacuated off of the plane.
Kristen Morris was among the 94 passengers on the flight bound for South Carolina.
No sooner than we took off, the plane was filled with smoke.
Delta says 2 people received medical attention, adding in a statement, "Nothing is more important than the safety of our customers and people." The FAA now investigating what went wrong. Aviation analyst John Cox says it looks more serious than it is.
This is likely an air conditioning or pressurization issue, and that would not have these people in danger at all.
On Sunday, fighter jets escorted this American Airlines plane to Rome after it was diverted because of an emailed bomb threat, later found not credible, according to a source familiar with the situation. And last week, a Delta regional jet crash landed on a snowy Toronto runway, even flipping upside down. As today's smoky scene in Atlanta further fans' concerns over flying. Emily Ikeda, NBC News.
That's why I'm asking you guys, because me, whoever just said that they driving to Florida, I get it. It's going to take you a while to do it. All I would advise is get you a good playlist. Don't drink on the way. My fun thing is to do, I like stops. I like service areas. I'm weird like that. I was like that as a kid. Stop at the service area, get some coffee or whatever, some snacks or whatever, keep it moving, looking at the ground while we going and looking at all the various things happen, looking at the cities change as you're going through different places. You know what? I might just have to get on the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again, because I ain't flying nowhere no more. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Hell with them planes, can't wait to get on the road again. Train, bus, or maybe drive. I don't think I'm taking a plane for a little while until I see a lot of success stories and less situations happening with what we're seeing. Like you just saw, it was a compilation at the end. The last one was a flip over. And then before that was the helicopter with the plane crash. So me, right now, I'll be taking trains and buses. I hate the way that bathroom smell on a bus, but we might have to thug it out. Or I might just drive. You never know. I got my license, so I might just drive. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you had a fantastic day. I know I did. We went through a whole lot of up-to-date or relevant stories. Had a good line of communication here. I see you guys are getting busy in them comments. All sorts of stuff is going on down there. We over exceeded our time, but that don't matter, because what matters is that we have a good time when we come here. Also want to ask you guys to go into the description, because I went crazy yesterday. I put 2 surveys in there. One is for $250. The other one is for, I think, $250 as well. Go inside of the description, check out the survey, see if it makes sense to you, fill it out. Get that money. When you do, let me know so I can post it in the community section. Everybody that I told you that I'm going to send your promotional items out to yesterday, they're already boxed and they're ready to go. So whoever I think I emailed and was emailing with, that was either Betty Lynn or it was somebody I was emailing yesterday, but you sent me your address. I already know that you're a medium. So your top is coming out. I got you. And you ain't got to pay for jack. I'm not grifting. And then what I want is my subscriber that keeps on subscribing and that pays every month. That's a male. I want you to send me your address and I'm going to send you that EST sweatshirt that I always wear. Not my shirt. One of the ones from the company directly. Also, we've got a lot of events that are start to come up soon. We got this talent show that we're about to do. We got celebrity people that are going to be these celebrities are going to be judging. I don't want to show their faces yet because we haven't confirmed. I have a liquor that's called Big Drip. And what we're doing is a talent show. So if you know how to dance, if you know how to sing, if you can cook, if you're an artist, if you have art or talent, we're not limiting the talent. You bring that to this liquor store, you might just win $250. And then you might be able to go to the finals to win $1,000. So this is called Show Your Talent. And what we're doing here is just like I said, whatever talent you have, and you're in the tri-state, if you're in New York, we're starting in New York, and then we come into other states like Detroit, in all of these other states, and we're going to find talent all over the world because we want our own influences. And we're going to pay people, whoever's good at. You might walk up with a plate of chicken and somebody just danced their butt off and just sang, oh! But if that chicken is better than that, oh! You're going to win that money. That's how we're doing it. We're doing talent unlimited, not just one genre, not just one style. If you got talent, come be a part of the event, win some money, and do it and make it do what it do, and become one of our yearly influencers, and we'll break you off with some money. So this is what's happening, you guys. We're starting off in the tri-state area. Of course, I will be hosting at every one of these liquor stores. Have to be 21 and older in order to be a part of the event. What's happening is we've got cash prizes, artist battles, best performance, beat battle, special guest performances. Submissions are only accepted where Big Drip is sold. That's going to get the stores to want to take my Big Drip and want you guys to come out. So we have a location, we have an event, and we just going to get together with each other and vibe out. And like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, because you know we back, what I'm going to say to y'all, y'all already know what it is. Subscribe to the channel, check out another video, or go look at some videos because we got some real good content on this channel. Y'all might hear me rapping. Y'all might see me doing some TikTok dance challenges. Stay around, stick around, be a part of the live, be a part of the family. I'm so happy that you guys are the reason why I come here every day. I love what we got going on, and I really want to thank each and every one of you people like it's my first day for giving me the time and for coming over here. Even if you're trolling, you're still spending time over here, so I appreciate you. And with that being said, you guys could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em! One.